Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me. This is GGF bringing you episode 1 of what's going to be a new little series that I wanted to do and that I'm starting here. Basically, this is for a game that I don't really know much about at all, which is usual. Pretty typical, but I actually kind of just discovered it in my list going through some old games. And I saw this one and I played a little bit of it, very little, maybe 10 minutes. And I thought, oh, wow, this is cool. This has a lot of potential. And I looked at the store page and it has quite a bit. It had like 6,000 reviews. So pretty popular. It came out in 2015. And yeah, I don't know much about it, but we're going to jump in and play a little bit. So I don't know how long this series will be, of course. I don't expect an epically long finish the game series or anything. But who knows? We'll take it as it comes. And yeah, so 1 second, guys, bear with me. Let's go ahead and get into it. This is episode 1 of Let's Try Endless Sky by Michael Zonisser. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. I guess this might be a one dev project here, but it is a space RPG. So let's hit the preferences, controls. Talk to selected ship T, board is B, asteroid is V, scan is S, fire primary weapon is tab, toggle turret tracking. Select secondary weapon W. I'm going to forget all this, but I'm just giving a quick look. Cloaking device C. Mouse turning, hold left alt. We'll get into this more as the video goes on and as the game goes on. I did already set this up with a zoom factor of 150 just to make it more easier to read. And I switched on some of these options, I think. But in plugins, we have the Endless Sky, high DPI. I don't know. Let's go back to menu. Now, I don't really want to use this Elzar Death Star. And how do we remove? You sure you want to delete? Yes. Remove? Yes. New pilot. Oh, here we go. Confirm the name of the pilot. And here's my old one from when I first got this game, because I bought this game quite a bit ago. Some years, I would say. And yeah, so here we go. New pilot. I don't think there's any options here to change. Well, we click new pilot. Name Endless Sky. New Boston. System Retilicus. 480,000 credits, but 480,000 debt. You grew up on New Boston, an uninteresting world in the dirt belt. You've dreamed of owning a starship ever since your first visit to the spaceport at the age of 15. After many long years of working at a textile mill, you finally saved enough credits to apply for a pilot's license from the Republic. After receiving the license and with the freedom from this planet at your fingertips, you travel to the bank to take out a loan on your first ship. Okay, so nothing to click. I guess we hit start game. All right, the bank's architecture is what you would have called futuristic back when you dreamed that the future would be less squalid than the present. Story above story of curves and spires and balconies, all in gleaming metal. A doorman stands by each of the heavy glass doors. You're wearing your very best clothes, but you feel shabby next to them. The loan broker's office is equally intimidating. Large computer monitors fill the walls with stock quotes and other information spiraling down them, almost too fast to read. You occasionally glimpse the names of places that you have only seen in movies. Aldebaran, Tarazed, Earth. The pen is heavy as lead but glides almost without friction as you print your initials on the bottom of page after page of ominous legal documents and sign several dozen statements, notices, and agreements. Several dozen, wow. The banker, a balding middle-aged man in a suit that you suspect costs more than the spaceship you are about to purchase, flips the pages past you quickly, uttering a curt, "Sign here, now here," as he points to each page. He moves swiftly, mechanically. The only moment when he becomes truly animated is when explaining the truth and lending statement to you. "You are borrowing 480,000 credits," he says, "to be repaid over the course of 1 year. Your daily interest rate is 0.4%, which means that your daily payments are 2,503 credits, and by the end of the year, you will have paid 433,567 credits in interest. Sign here." He grins. You sign your name one final time. Okay, here's where we put our name in. We'll go with Matt Testarian. Or should I go more proper, Matthew? Okay. The elevator is so well tuned that you do not even realize it is moving until it has deposited you back in the lobby. But as you leave the bank, you are smiling. This crazy adventure suddenly feels real to you. You are going to do it. You are finally going to get off this planet. Compared to the bank, you feel much more at home in the shipyard, walking among the rusted-out hulks and newer ships that gleam in the sunlight. You smell grease and dirt and rocket fuel, wonderful smells. There are 3 ship models within your price range. Which one do you choose will determine your future. All right, very cool. So we've got a transport, the shuttle, a light freighter, the Star Barge, and an interceptor, the Sparrow. And we have 480,000 credits. So let's look at the shuttle first. Although Beetlejuice Shipyards produces other ship models as well, the majority of their profits come from sales of the shuttle. This versatile ship serves equally well as a passenger transport or a cargo courier. It also happens to be the cheapest ship you can buy, which is capable of hyperspace travel. Shuttles are not designed to withstand combat of any sort, but they are fast and maneuverable enough to get out of harm's way if attacked by a larger, slower ship. Although they are typically unarmed, they have enough space for one weapon, which is the origin of the popular phrase, "as useless as a blaster cannon on a shuttlecraft." Model is the shuttle, categories transport, cost is 338,000. Cost in credits, if you have sold any used, depreciated items today, you can buy them back for the same price you sold them for. Shields, total shield strength and regeneration rate per second, it's 500 with a 12 per second regen. Hull, total hull strength, ships with a higher hull strength are able to take more damage as a proportion of their total strength before being disabled. The smallest of ships are disabled when their hull strength drops below about 45%, while very large ships are disabled at close to 10%. The hull is 600. Mass with no cargo. Mass of this ship when not carrying any cargo or fighters. Cargo increases mass, which reduces acceleration and turn rate and increases maximum heat before overheating, 192 tons. Cargo space is 20 tons. Required crew bunks. Crew members required to operate the ship, and the total number of bunks available. Each bunk, extra bunks can be used for passengers or extra crew. So it takes 1 crew member, us, the pilot, and we have room for 5 more peeps, whether it be crew or passengers, if we take the shuttle. Fuel capacity 400, movement while full, no cargo. How quickly the ship can accelerate and turn when its cargo hold is full versus when it's empty. Max speed is 802.5. The maximum speed of the ship when using thrusters excludes the effects of afterburners unless there are no normal thrusters installed. Acceleration, how quickly the ship gains speed, the higher a ship's mass, including the mass of any cargo or fighters it's carrying, the slower it accelerates. So 408 to 451. Turn rate in degrees per second. The higher a ship's mass, including the mass of any cargo or fighters, the slower it turns. So 156 degrees per second to 172. Outfit space free. Tons of space the ship has for outfits, including weapons and engines. 8/120, not sure what that means. Weapon capacity, tons of weapons. Oh, it has 8 available out of a total of 120. 8 tons of space, okay. Weapon capacity, tons of weapons the ship can hold. To install a weapon, you must also have enough total outfit space available. So 10 out of 10, it has no weapon involved. And say we get a weapon that is 5 tons, it'll also take away from the outfit space. Good to know. Engine capacity, tons of engines the ship can hold. Also counts towards the outfit space. We have 13 left out of 60. Gun ports free, 1. How many guns the ship can hold? That includes most missiles and secondary weapons that fire straight forward. Turret mounts and free. Oh, there's 1 gun port and 1 free one. I mean, 1 basically. How many turrets can be mounted on the ship? Turrets fire in the direction of the currently selected target instead of firing straight forward like guns. We have no turret mounts and no free slots. Well, if we take this ship, right? We're going to look at the other 2 as well. And then we have energy while idle. Energy and heat generated when the ship is idle, i.e. not firing weapons, turning, or thrusting. 114 heat, 72 energy. While moving, energy consumed and heat generated when the ship is turning and thrusting. This is in addition to the idle amount. So minus 102 for energy consumed, and it generates 168 heat. Energy consumed and heat generated while ship is firing all its weapons. Also addition to idle. We have no weapons, so no energy or heat. Charging shields. Addition to the idle amount, so minus 12 energy. No heat generated. Interesting. Net change. The sum of the energy consumed and heat generated from the above energy and heat values represents the worst case scenario when all systems are active at once. So when all systems are active, our shields, firing all weapons, moving and thrusting, and the idle will be losing 42 energy, and the heat generated will be 282. Well, we have no weapons, so we can't fire them. And max energy storage capacity and maximum safe level for heat generation. Energy capacity allows a ship to temporarily draw more energy than it produces. The heat maximum is the highest your heat generation can be without eventually causing your ship to overheat. Wow, so we have plenty of room. 887 is our max heat, and max energy 4,000. Yeah, plenty to go there. Now we go to engines, thrusters, and steering systems, which affect how quickly your ship moves. This bad boy has the X2200 ion steering and the X2700 ion thruster. Power outfits that supply energy or store the energy that is generated. An LP036A battery pack, and an NGVF AA fuel cell, and systems. Outfits that occupy general space, not the space set aside for engines or weapons. We have a D14 RN shield generator and a hyperdrive. It is the cheapest that is capable of hyperspace travel after all. So we can get the shuttle. Then we have a light freighter star barge. The Syndicate CT-50 star barge is little more than a cluster of cargo containers with an engine at one end and a cockpit at the other. It is a slow and ugly ship, but it can carry enough cargo to earn its captain a steady income, even in parts of the galaxy where it is hard to find passengers to carry or courier missions. Because they often carry valuable cargo and because they are too slow to evade any attackers, star barges are a common target of pirates. Model is a star barge, category light freighter. The cost is $395 compared to $338, so about $60K more, 53 or 57 or so. Now shields, 600. It has 100 more shields. Charges at 12 per second. The hull is 1,000 compared to 600. Mass with no cargo, 199 tons. Cargo space is 50 tons compared to 20. Required crew and bunks, only 2 bunks. plus the pilot. Fuel capacity 300 versus 400 of the shuttle, so not as much fuel capacity. Max speed 369 compared to 802. Wow, that thing's really slow. Acceleration 195 to 245. Turning 69 to 86. Outfit available 11 for a max of 130 instead of 120. 4 weapon capacity out of 20 are used. No gun ports. Oh, gun ports free. It has a turret. A free turret. I think that says how many turrets can be mounted on the ship. Yeah, 1 can be mounted. We have 0. No guns can be mounted. And we have none. Capacity for engine 12 out of 40. And while idle, the heats are pretty low. Well, actually, they're higher. Yeah. Not so much for moving, though. Firing, which would be the turrets, charging shields. It has the X1200, X1700 steering and thruster, which is much less than the shuttle. It has the same battery pack and fuel cell, though it has an NGVF BB fuel cell. Double B. Same hyperdrive and shield gen and an anti-missile turret. Weapons that can fire in any direction and will track your currently selected target. So immediately, I'm kind of shying away from the Star Barge because even though while it would be cool to transport and stuff, they're a common target of pirates. Kind of dangerous. So the Interceptor Sparrow is the last ship available, classified as an interceptor rather than a fighter because it has its own hyperdrive. Instead of needing to be carried inside a larger ship, the Tara Z Sparrow is the smallest and cheapest combat ship available. Because of its limited cargo and passenger space, the primary way for a Sparrow pilot to pay the bills is to upgrade the weapons and hunt pirates or become one. In either case, it is a perilous way to earn a living. Government reports indicate that as many as 2 out of every 3 first-time ship buyers who choose to pilot a Sparrow lose their ship, and often their life as well within the first month of owning it. Pilots who have survived longer than that tend to swear by replacing the stock weapons with missile launchers. 1 second, guys. Okay. All right, so it's a Sparrow Interceptor. It's the most expensive ship. Wouldn't leave us very many credits. Big time shield capacity. Hull is only 300. The weakest hull by far. Mass with no cargo, 186. Cargo space is 15 tons, almost as much as the shuttle, actually. But the bummer of this, only 2 open slots, so we can't really carry like that many people. Fuel capacity 300. Max speed 1373. By far the fastest of the 3. Acceleration. Doesn't accelerate quite as fast as the shuttle, though. That's interesting. And turning, not quite as quick at turning as the shuttle either. This stuff is pretty similar. 2 gun ports filled with 4 total. No turret mounts. Generates quite a bit of heat. 540 out of 859 max. And 4,000 total energy. Engines, the Chipmunk plasma steering and Chipmunk plasma thruster. 2 beam laser guns that are fixed in place, firing in the direction your ship is pointed, and they require no ammunition. Same power as the shuttle and system, same system. So the reason I'm probably going to pick the shuttle, and sorry if I sound a little stuffed up, guys, apologize, is because it has the 6 bunks, basically. So 5 other people we can take with us. That could pay a lot for transport missions, which I want to do. I generally like to do in space-type sims. And plus it's pretty quick, has good acceleration, not quite the max speed of the Sparrow. Um, but the thing that gets me is that the shuttle only has 20 tons of cargo space, while the Sparrow has 15. It's almost worth just jumping into the Sparrow if it weren't for those crew/bunks and the hull being 300. It's a little bit weak, but I don't really want to hunt pirates. We can. That is nice, the gun ports, though. This has bigger engine capacity in the long run. Very little weapon capacity. This actually has more weapon capacity than the shuttle, but only has a turret mount free. And this says, as useless as a blaster cannon on a shuttlecraft. Like, that's what we'd be looking at. 1 out of 1 free. Yeah, I think we'll take the shuttle. It's also the cheapest. Leaves us more money for upgrades and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and buy the shuttle for $338. Boom, boom. Enter a name for your brand new shuttle or leave a blank to use a randomly chosen name. How about the Beacon Star? The Beacon Star. That sounds pretty cool, right? The Beacon Star. Or how about just the Beacon? The Beacon. All right. Boom, boom. We have 142,000 credits left and a shuttle, the Beacon. I guess we hit leave. With some trepidation, you give the shipyard owner your money and take your new ship for a test drive, piloting it out of the shipyard and onto a spare landing pad by the spaceport. Then you get out and look the ship over a bit more closely. You're busy polishing out a few rust spots with a piece of steel wool when an old man in grease-stained coveralls walks up. "Nothing quite like buying your very first starship," he says. We have some dialogue options. Beat it, old timer. Yeah, I'm still kind of in shock over how much money I spent. He grins. "I know the feeling. It's a crime how much interest the banks charge to first-timers. It's been that way ever since I first started out." "You're a captain?" you ask. "Was," he says. "Sold off my fleet a few days ago, and I already miss it. But it was time for me to retire." His voice trails off, then his face lights up. "Say, any chance I could hitch a ride with you? Maybe show you the ropes? Give you some pointers? I could pay you, of course." Sure, where are you trying to get to?" "Well," he says, "I've got a spot reserved in a retirement home, but I don't mind taking a roundabout way to get there. For starters, how about you give me a lift to New Greenland? It's just one jump away from here. I can mark it on your map." "Sounds good." "Great," he says. "My name is James, by the way." "Matthew Destarian," you say. "I'm looking forward to traveling with you, Captain Destarian," says James. As you're helping him wheel his luggage aboard and showing him his bunk, he says, "Before we take off, you might head on over to the trading center and stock up on medical goods. We can sell those for a good profit on New Greenland. Also make sure to visit the local outfitter. While they don't sell much here compared to the big manufacturing worlds, every world with an outfitter will at least carry a map with information on the neighboring systems. Buying them can help you if you're not quite sure where you're going." Okay, New Boston is a completely unremarkable world, except of course for the fact you happen to have been born here. Most of the land is wet and marshy, and the coastal regions are prone to flooding. Some food crops are grown here, but most of the farmers instead plant flax and jute, which grow well in wet soil and are used to make linen and burlap cloth. The textile mills are hot and poorly ventilated, but they offer higher and more reliable income than farming. So here we go. We can do some trading. There's a job board, a bank, a spaceport, shipyard, outfitter. We can hire a crew and we can depart. All right, so let's start with the trading. What I like about this is it shows the prices in parentheses. I notice there's no music too, unless I have it turned off somehow. But he said to buy the medical supplies, which are $5.90 a piece. They're low priced. We'll hit buy all, 20 free slots, now filled with 20 medical. Spaceport. Graffiti painted on a wall. The hyperlane to hell is paved with good intentions. Wait. Farmer. I used to be a merchant captain like you. Bank account got up to a few million at one point. Thought I had it all. One day I realized none of it was making me happy. I bought this farm and gave the rest away. Best thing I ever did. Someday New Boston may be a prosperous enough planet to afford a better spaceport, but not yet. Many of the concrete landing pads have sunk into the muddy soil over the years since they were poured and are now tilted and uneven. The market where ship captains buy and sell cargo is a large tent rather than a permanent building, but it is sturdy enough to keep off the rain. Loads are brought in and out by trucks and the occasional hovercraft. Here, some enterprising local mechanics have set up not only a repair shop and an outfitter, but also a shipyard with several small refurbished ships for sale. Let's hit the outfitter. Cargo management. Sometimes you may want to buy some outfits directly into your cargo hold instead of having them installed. Perhaps a mission has asked you to retrieve some outfits, or you want to carry extra ammunition to refill your ship somewhere that does not stock those weapons. To accomplish this, you need to switch out of installation mode into purchase to cargo mode. This can be achieved by control-clicking on your selected ship to deselect it. When you're in purchase to cargo mode, your ship information on the right-hand side will be replaced by information on how much cargo space you currently have available. Outfits that are in your cargo hold can be reinstalled at any outfitter without cost. Well, that's good to know. So I just control-click the ship. Wait. Oh, the beacon, control-click it, cargo space. We have none, right? Okay. So let's see what's for sale. There's an energy blaster, gun, showing the outfits for sale, showing the outfits in cargo, and the outfits in storage. Energy blaster, although not the most accurate or damaging of weapons, the energy blaster is popular because it's small enough to be installed on even the tiniest of ships. One blaster is not enough to do appreciable damage to anything larger than a fighter, but a ship equipped with several of them becomes a force to be reckoned with. Cost 16,000, mass is 5 tons. Outfit space needed and weapon space needed, 5. We could actually get this. Range 510, total range of the weapon, shield damage per second 53, hull damage per second 33. That's not too bad if you consider the interceptor has like 300 hull. But then the shields you have to take down too. Firing energy consumed per second, 29. Heat generated by firing, 90 per second. Shots per second, 5. Whoa. Projectiles fired per second by this weapon. Weapons that fire continuously do not require batteries if the ship's energy generation per second is higher than the weapon's firing energy per second. Some continuous fire weapons only fire a fraction of the time, in which case the ship's energy production must be higher than the weapon's firing energy, divided by the firing time to not require batteries. Shield damage per shot, 10.6. Oh, so this is equal. This has the 5 shots calculated because it's per second, right? So this makes it sound a lot weaker. 10 shield damage per second, 6 hull damage. Inaccuracy 3. Maximum inaccuracy of this weapon in degrees. A value of 1 means the weapon's aim will be at most 1 degree off target, so 3, which is acceptable. And then ammunition, we don't have any, we can't even buy these because we don't have any missile launchers or anything. So I'm not even going to look at those. Systems, cargo scanner. The scanner allows you to scan the cargo holds of the ship you are currently targeting, as long as you are flying close enough to it. Patrol craft use cargo scanners to detect illegal contraband. Installing more than one increases the scan range and the speed. It would take 1 outfit space. Cargo scanner efficiency is 5. The max speed of this cargo scanner is proportional to the square root of this value. The observed scan speed will be impacted by multiple factors. Targets which are farther away or have a larger cargo hold will take longer to scan. And the cargo scan power is 9. Allows scanning of your target ship's cargo. The range of this scanner is proportional to the square root of this value. Cooling ducts. When trying to cram as many high-powered outfits as possible into a ship, occasionally you reach the point where it is sporadically overheating and shutting down. In that case, you may need to install one of these. We don't need that. And then the D14RN shield gen and hyperdrive, we have one installed. So for power, we have one of these installed. The ship can run without batteries if its generator's instantaneous power output is higher than the total energy consumption of its systems, but batteries make it possible to store up energy when it's not needed, and thus to use a much smaller and cheaper generator. Needs 10 outfit space, which we already have one installed. Energy capacity is 4,000. So what does the ship use? When all systems are active, we lose 42. Not counting if we're firing, though. Say if we were to get the energy blaster. Just 5.8. So we don't need we have a battery. We have that battery installed, so we definitely don't need this higher battery pack. Has more than twice the energy capacity of the most basic model, allowing your ship to engage in combat for longer periods of time before running out of energy. Some pilots have even been known to install these in lieu of any generator at all, trusting that they can reach their destination planet and recharge before running out of battery power, but that is a risky proposition. That's really cool that you can do that, actually. Mass required 20, so we couldn't put this outfit space 20. We couldn't put this in if we wanted to. Oh yeah, we could. Wait a minute. We have 10, no, we have 8 outfit space available. If we sell this, we'd only have 18 total, so we can't put this in. We have this fuel cell. They've been the cheapest and most common starship power sources since the dawn of the space era. This model produces only enough power for very small or slow ships. We could probably put this in, a higher grade fuel cell. Step up from the smallest fuel cells, providing enough energy to power a few small guns in addition to your engines. Not really needed though. And then engines, there's the X1200, X1700. Steering and thruster, we have the upgraded models. The X2200 steering system is designed for fighters and other small spacecraft, as well as for use in larger ships when maneuverability is not needed. Ion engines consume less energy than plasma engines and produce less heat, but they also take up more space for the same amount of thrust. I guess if we wanted to save some outfit space, though, we could put in the cheaper engines, though I wouldn't really want to do that. The X2700 ion thruster is intended mostly for use in small single-person or two-person ships, as well as in fighters. It is also used in larger ships, such as freighters that have very little space for propulsion systems or energy to drive them. But these larger ships move unbearably slowly as a result. Ion engines consume less energy than plasma engines and produce less heat, but they also take up more space for the same amount of thrust. And then finally, we have a pilot's license already installed. For much of the Republic's nearly 3-century-long history, being able to pilot your own starship was limited only by your ability to purchase one. But at the turn of the millennium, in an attempt to increase tax revenue, the Republic Parliament passed a law requiring that all ship captains purchase a pilot's license, and for no small fee at that. Needless to say, this policy is not terribly popular with freelance merchant captains. $50K. That is pricey. Good thing we already have one. Special local map. This data chip contains complete information on the 12 star systems closest to this one, planets, ports, governments, trade prices, available services, etc. You can get all the same information just by exploring those systems yourself, but having a map can save you from making wrong turns if you're trying to travel through new territory to reach a certain system quickly. Number of star systems included in the map, 12. Very good. We'll buy that for 1,000. Bong bong. And I guess we're done here. I don't foresee, well, maybe the energy blaster. For 16K, I guess it's good to have one. But as useless as a blaster cannon on a shuttlecraft, but if we can hit them for continuous seconds, like, we can do some damage. So we'll buy it and install it. Bong bong. Energy blaster leaves us with 3 outfit space. Okay. We have 0 out of 1 gun ports free. Oh, now I'm realizing the 0 out of 1 thrust turrets of the cargo ship, that meant free, so it actually had a turret installed already. Did we see that? Yeah, we did actually. Okay, I think we're done here. Good to go. Do we want to hire a crew? Hiring extra crew is only helpful if you plan on capturing enemy ships. Each crew member other than yourself is paid 100 credits per day. Larger ships require more than 1 crew member, but will automatically hire the minimum number of crew when you buy those ships. Crew members take up space that can otherwise be used for passengers. Extra crew for your flagship increases your odds of capturing ships, and once you capture a ship, you need crew members to serve on it. Okay, interesting. We can depart. See the shipyard again, spaceport, the bank. Check out the job board. Whoa. Okay, so the orange is available job can accept. The red is too little space to accept. Light blue is active job, go here to complete. This color has unfinished requirements, and purple is system of importance. Pretty nicely large map here. I dig it. Zoom in. We're in Retilicus. Different deliveries and stuff. New Austria. Okay, we're going to take that guy with us, so passenger to New Greenland. The old-timer captain offered to ride along with you to New Greenland in the Arcturus system and give you some tips along the way. Okay, so we can just hit done. And it's time to depart. Let me see if I can load save. Add a snapshot. Open saves. That's not what I wanted to do. Enter name for the snapshot or use the most recent saves date, 3/13. Wait. YouTube 1. See where we're at. 39 minutes, so it's time to wrap it up. So, very cool. Game shows a lot of potential. This is as far as I made it, like in my 15 minutes with the game. So everything past that, this is going to be pretty new to us. And I hope you'll join me for this little journey we're going to go on in Endless Sky. It should be a lot of fun. Hope you'll tune in next time. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe before heading to the next, or before heading out, I should say. And yeah, I can't wait to play more. We'll get into it. We'll leave the New Boston next time and head into space and see what it's like. So until next time, guys, be well, live well, stay well, and much love, peace, and joy. Don't go anywhere. I foresee a lot of fun being had with this Endless Sky game. See you guys next time. Ciao for now.